everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Funny angle here today. I have a new project started and I have a new activity going. So, as you all know, my daughter has been in plays in the past few years, and I've helped out with the costume. Well, they're doing, and those have all been big, huge musicals with a lot of kids in a cast, about 50 or 60 in a cast. Well, her and I are in a melodrama. A small cast of, I think there's 12 of us? What do you think? There's 6 females characters, and then there's 5 men. So it's a total of 11 people in a cast. And it's 1880, great time frame. And so I'm going to make a few costumes for it. I'm not making all the costumes. I might make parts of all 6 women. I haven't talked to one of the cast members yet to see if I need to make her a skirt, but I can get the ones that I've started off first done. So I'm going to start out with the lead of the play. I'm not the lead, and neither is my daughter, but we'll have quite a few, the same amount of lines. And the melodrama is A Shame of Tombstone. It's fun. The lady that's playing Amanda, she is actually going to wear my daughter's green skirt from Calamity Jane. So I am just going to have to make her a top and a jacket for her character. So I'm going to start off today by making the jacket, and I'm going to use this pattern. It's McCall's 7853. You can see it. I didn't know this until I thought this was like a several piece outfit when I bought the pattern. I looked at the back and I know I saw things, but I didn't pay enough attention that this is a one-piece outfit. So it's a zipper up in the back, but I just want the jacket. So I'm gonna manipulate the pattern just a little bit, and I'm just cutting out the jacket part out of green that goes with the skirt that I made my daughter for Calamity Jane. It was when she wasn't Adelaide, it was when she was a townsperson, the dress that she wore. So the person that's wearing this is wearing her skirt. I am gonna have to take it up a little bit, but I just do that with the basting stitch. No one will ever know if Kaylee needs to wear it again. I'll just take the basting stitch out. So I have, instead of putting the back on the zipper, I'm gonna put the back on the fold, and in the front is seamed together, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna leave that open. I don't know if I'll put buttons on it because I'm gonna leave it open and not stitch it closed. It will be able to have the gap over, but I think I might just have her wear it more like an open jacket. She really liked the look of one of our characters from Calamity Jane, so we're gonna kind of go with that kind of look. And it's gonna be, I'm gonna make the uncollared one. I don't know if I'm gonna do the ruffle on the sleeve, but I'm gonna get some lace to put around it because I think that'll be fun. So here we go. I have piece 1 laid out, and I'm gonna add a little bit to the bottom because this is meant to be a dress. This skirt just gets sewn onto the jacket and it's all one piece. I am gonna lengthen it a little so it'll, I think, will sit better at her waist. I did take the measurement of waist, back neck to waist, so I do know that measurement. So I laid it down, and I want to cut it a little bit more. And I decided to go with this jacket versus a couple other jackets that I have, only because this had just a front and a back with darts, so no lot of piecing of pieces. I know the look that she really liked had pieced pieces, but we're doing this play in a month, and we're 2 weeks in, so we had a month and a half from start to finish, so I don't have time to do a lot of fancier costumes. I know the other two that other things that I'm gonna make right now, we found a dress for the French maid, but it's see-through. So I'm gonna make an underskirt for that. And then we'll do a video. I'll probably do a video of a bunch of skirts because I have a top that I made for Calamity Jane that one of the that didn't end up being one that we used. And I'm like, oh, I like it so well. So I looked to see if it fit me and I put it on, and I actually wore it to a couple of the performances of Calamity Jane. So I know that shirt fits me. So I'm going to use that shirt and make me a skirt. We're using my daughter's overskirt from Calamity Jane on hers, but we still need to make her an underskirt and a top. Hers is probably the most I have to make. And at first she was just gonna wear her green dress because she liked her green dress, but I'm like, but your character is called Peachy Jam. I think we need a peach dress. I think it needs to be peach. And we went and we're looking for fabric. We didn't find anything at any of the thrift stores this time around. It's kind of sad, no fabric at the thrift stores. So, oh, I might have to move you. So, we started out buying curtains because we liked these curtains. I'm gonna do this piece last. And then we ended up having to change our mind. She didn't end up liking it because she's like, the overskirt won't work. Hold on. The window air conditioner in today, and it blows everything around. So tomorrow, which is a Sunday, and I usually don't try to do anything on Sunday but sit and do nothing. But I'm gonna make us move furniture around in my sewing room so the air conditioner does not blow my pattern pieces. I might move the air conditioner that way in the window too. This is open in the back, so I don't want the back on this fold. This is the peplum back piece. Weights are going to come in very handy this summer. Why so? I don't have a ton of projects lined up for sewing, but I do have a few. So I'm going to have to move stuff around so the air conditioner doesn't blow my stuff away. And I'm one of those people that can't handle the air conditioner blowing on me. So I'm definitely going to have to move it over that way because I can stand here and feel it. Though we might move furniture around. And then I realized also if I move the furniture around and put my table at a different spot, my window won't be behind me. It'll be a wall. And then I can have all my windows open for my lighting and not have to worry about the sun glaring while I'm shooting a video. Sometimes I try to get away with stuff that I shouldn't. And I'm also probably not gonna line this jacket. It calls for lining. I don't know. I have plenty of fabric here. I can do it. When I look at things, I always think, oh, facing would take up less fabric than lining. But then I'm like, facing, lining, which is easier to sew in, which is easier to deal with. And sometimes it's the sleeve out of this. And another front piece, because I don't need a back piece, but I do need a facing for the back. And I do want a front piece. So let's get the front piece. Trying to decide. I think I'll just do a full front piece and then just a snippet of the back collar for the facing. But I think I'll do a full front. So I have everything cut out for that jacket. I'm gonna set it aside. Okay, right here we're now going to mark our darts, which is right here. I like to take mine and fold it where that dart is. So I fold it and I take my marking pencil or chalk and just draw down that line. And then I'll fold the next part of it, which is right here. And I'll mark that. So this is the back. I already did it on the other side of the back. I'll mark those on the front, sew those up. I sewed all the darts in. You can see that dart right there. There's the dart. And then I went ahead and put front to back together on the shoulder seams and the side seams. I still need to press that. And then on the back, the front to the back facing, like that. And I still need to press that. And I'm probably going to cut this out. I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to finish off the front, but for right now it's that way. I've now taken the sleeve and I've marked the center and the dots where the gathering or the easement stitches are. I don't think this is a very full, there's a little bit of pucker in the sleeve, but not a ton. So I will go ahead and sew the side seam of the sleeves on, and then tonight when I go to play practice, I will try it on the person who's wearing it, and then I will finish it Monday. We're going camping this weekend, so I probably won't sew this weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and work on another project after I sew this sleeve seam up, and we'll see what takes us there. So I took the green shirt to practice last night and I tried it on the woman who's going to wear it. And it fit her just great. Other than we put the sleeves on and we decided she needed a little bit more room in the sleeve. So I took the sleeve and I made a little wedge to sew into it. So it's about 2 inches at the top that I'll sew in, and then down to maybe nothing at this end, because I think that's all seam allowance. So I took one apart and I'm just going to pin it in right there on both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and sew this up. So I pinned it on one side, and now I'm going to pin it on the other side. And I'll sew that up on both sleeves, and then I'll go ahead and set the sleeves into the bodice top. And if I have time still today before I have to leave, I might go ahead and sew on the facing. Try and decide how to do the peplums. Okay, so another day. I have that extra little bit in the sleeve for the jacket done and serged for both sleeves. I took what I was going to have as the facing, and I decided not to make it a full one in the front, so I cut it off here and I serged that. And so now I'm going to put that on the front, top, right sides together. And then I was looking at the peplum, and I'm trying to decide how to finish off the peplum, because this is going to finish off the upper front of the jacket with this facing. So I think I'm just going to cut some bias strips out of the leftover fabric that I have and just do a turn edge on the peplum, and then I can attach the peplum to the jacket and the arms to the jacket. once I get this facing sewed on. So there's it on one side. I'm starting out on the shoulder seams to match it. And then I now can do the center back because I already did both shoulder seams. And I like to pin on the side that I was going to be facing up when I sew, so I can put the pin on top. That doesn't match up. Okay, so now I'm going to cut some bias strips. Get my cutting mat out. So to cut these out the easiest, trying to think of how to do this. My mat, I'll have my big mat out. I don't necessarily want to get my big mat out, but I might have to. I'm gonna have to get my big mat out. Hold on. And when people ask me where I got this mat, I have no idea. My mother bought it for me years upon years ago. So I don't know if exactly if this is going to be on the bodice, because I don't know really how this was a sheet. I've already cut some out of it, so I have no idea. So I'm just going to go from this corner that I have to that corner I have, and basically cut them that way. And I think I'm going to cut from this one, just because I think this is a better scrap to keep for something else. And even though I would prefer not to have to sew them all together, I don't think I need a lot. And I'm going to go 2 inches here and just continue to cut right along the edge I already cutted. And I know I'm not going to have this much because underneath I think it's like it here, and this is all jagged, and so I'll have to cut them off straight. So I'm probably going to do at least 3 pieces so I can see how much I get. Probably Okay, here's my strip of bias. So we're going to take and we're going to iron these open. I got just 3 strips here, so there's just 2. If I can find it. 2 openings. We're going to press those down. And then we're going to take and we're going to trim those. And then I'm using this size, which is a 25 millimeter. And I'm going to put it in this way. Oh, I want to cut a point. It's easier if you cut a point. And grab a straight pin or something to push it in. And I'm going to push it in this direction, seam side up. And I'm just going to take a little pin. And it starts to come out. You can see it come out with it just folded like that. Then I'm going to do this so you can see, without my hands in the way, take the iron and you just, oops, iron as you move it. Okay, so I have all this bias tape that I made. And then I have my 2 pieces of peplum. This is the front. So it goes here, down at the waist. This is what it looks like. This is the side seam. Probably should sew side seams together. And then this is the point on the back, and then this is the side seam. I just realized I could sew. I was wondering, I'm like, I gotta sew something together. It's side seams. So I'm gonna sew these 2 side seams together, and then I'll come back. Okay. So we have the right side and the wrong side pinned together, sewn, and serged. So now we're gonna put right side up. And we are going to put bias tape all around this front curve and up the back. We could do that in 2 pieces, or we could fold it at the corner. It all depends on how long I have these, if I'll have to do 2 pieces. So you're going to take your bias tape and you're going to open just one of them, one side, and you're just going to pin it together all around. So here we have it. We sewed it down right on that seam where we pressed it, and here's the other press. Now you're going to press it all out. And then you're going to press it in half, just down, and then you're going to press it again and sew it down. So you see, I'm going to press it open, down, and then down, and then you're going to sew it. As right now, the sleeves are on it. Got to do a little bit of pressing. And this mannequin's just a little bit different than the person who will wear it. Oops. See if I can move her to get her, so I can show her the back. There's the back. It doesn't meet exactly, but I think it'll be good enough. I will take it and try it on today, and then I'll see if I change anything on it. Hi, so we're back. We're still working on this jacket. I almost have it done. I tried it on the person. It fits really, really well. And we decided we want buttons down the front. It does fit well enough that we can cross it over and put buttons in it. So I'm going to use bias tape on this seam right here. I'm going to trim it off really well, but because this is in the front, this little piece here, I'm going to cover that with bias tape all the way along. It'll just make it an easy finish, and I have plenty of that bias tape left. Got something. But right now I'm trying to decide what buttons I want. So I'm going to grab the lace that I have, decide what lace I want to put on it. I bought two of these big, huge things from Amazon, and I'm keeping the ones that I know would work really well as insertion lace, because I want to make me one of those mock what's the word I'm looking for? Lingerie dress. I want a lingerie dress, and so I want lace to put in it. So these three are the ones that I never want to use because I want them for the insertion lace. So we need to decide on the lace we want. And the buttons we want. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at. This is the front of the jacket. Oh, this one does not want to lay so I can really see it. And that's option 1. And here are my different options for buttons. I think I definitely need bigger buttons. I don't know if I like the darker ones. So I have those. And I have these. Okay, I'm going to already say no to the dark buttons. So that leaves me with those and clear buttons, but I think the clear buttons are too big. So let me pull up another different lace. Hold on. Okay, these these are my other two options. And if you look, this one's way thicker than this one. But these are a lighter color. I'll pull back my first option. Oh, it doesn't want to lay out. Lay out for me. There we go. So those are my three options. I think this one's too small. If I look at the other two, kind of thinking this one. And I thought I really liked these buttons, but I think I like these buttons the best. So, no. This is the one I'm thinking. So this, and then this. And I think I'm gonna leave it enough space to like the buttons can just sit right there. And I have I don't know if I need all 6 buttons. That'd be a lot. Be cute. I don't know if I need all 6. But I think that's the one I'm gonna go for. So I'm gonna iron out, oh, I gotta turn my iron on. Gotta iron the lace out and then place it on and hope that I have enough. To go all the way around. And I might fix something in the back. I noticed it when I made it, there was just a funny amount of fabric extra on the back. So here it is. See there, and so I just took a little peek, but I thought, oh, the pleat will be right in the back and it won't be as noticeable. Well, it's not where they meet. So, oh, it's not where they meet. So I need to adjust this. And I probably need to do a different kind of pleat, that more like a box pleat. So I'm going to unpick this section right here where the two meet and see if I can find out exactly where center is and make this be center with more of like a box pleat. Then it won't look so funny. Definitely have to adjust that. And then I will place the lace around. I'll put it on the dress form so you can see it before I sew it down. But first I gotta press it. So, I'll be right back. Okay, here we are. Back. I put this on the mannequin to help me be able to put the lace on. So I'm gonna start at the back. Pull those threads out very well. And I want it to lay this way, but I want it to be, here's my, if I go at the front, we want it to lay 1, 2, 3, 4, 6/8 of an inch away from the edge. So we'll just make that. So start it here at the back, measure 6/8. I need to know what 6/8 is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That line right there. So I'll just kind of mark it all the way around. Ow, that hurt. Turn this around a little more. This design I made for this dummy just doesn't always follow exactly like I want it to. It doesn't roll like I want it to. Oh, that one didn't get pressed right. So when I get here, hoping that I can just pivot that and it'll lay down without sticking up too bad. Might have to take a little hand tack there. So then, my goal is once I get down to this seam that I've already created, I will just sew this right on the seam. And then the buttons will fit right in there. So I don't know that I'm going to sew it or pin it all the way around to the back. I think I'll just, once I get here, just will follow the line and just sew and hold that line down as I go. Oh, you can't even see that. So once I get here where I'm on the peplum, I think I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna pin, I'm just gonna slowly sew as I go and put that right on that existing seam line. And then just hand do it. Or do it at the machine while I go. So then I will definitely take my other piece of lace So here it is with the lace on it. I am going to go ahead and have to do a second stitch to lay this down. I was hoping I wouldn't have to, but I'm going to have to put a second stitch right through there. And then I just need to do the button placements and the buttonholes, and I will be done with the jacket. Here we are. The jacket is 99% finished. The buttonholes are in it. They're not the best buttonholes I've ever made. They don't look the greatest. They're marked. That's why the purple there, because they're marked so I can sew the buttons while I'm at practice today. I'm only in the first half of the first scene and the second half of the second scene, so I have a lot of time in between to hand sew. So I'm gonna probably hand sew this, tack this down too, so it hides a little better. Oh, didn't show you that. This is like not tucked back in like I would like, so I'll probably tuck that back in, and it is done. There we are. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and thanks for watching.